Hello and welcome back to Gower Parkway. You join me for an episode today to look at the press releases that Gower Parkway is featured in. Now, I would have done this video a long time ago, as it's a little bit out of date now, this magazine, but the YouTube channel's only been in existence for a few months, so yeah, it wasn't possible to do it at the time. And anyway, I'll just take you through some details here and let you know about what happened with the magazine shoots. So my layout appeared in issue 123, September 2017 of Hornby magazine. Now the layout shoot took place in May of last year. It was Trevor Jones that came up and took the shots for me. Now he was with us for about 8 hours in a loft with all his camera gear. It was quite cramped. It wasn't much fun, but the end result was worth it. You join me now on page 92 of the Hornby magazine, September 2017 issue. Despite them having written it's actually August 2017. That's not true. So the first shot is a large shot of the station scene. You may notice here looking at this that since the actual layout photo shoot was taken, I've changed a few things. The lift shafts pictured here have changed and some of the detailing around the station has also changed. Over the next page there's a shot of the nuclear flask depot, shot of the town scene, the TMD, and another one back looking into the station with two Class 37s present. Then we've got a nice overview shot of the fueling point. Now you'll see, and you probably would have seen in these last couple of pictures there, the back scenes have been digitally dropped in by Trevor. That's obviously because there's some issues with the beams in the loft. Long shots like this though, he's left the beams in just so you can get an idea of how the layout actually works in its context. And this one here, for example, has a nice back scene dropped into it. And then on the last pages, we've got a complex track plan. Now, the track plan isn't actually accurate. He asked me to send a track plan down to him for them to copy and to put into the magazine. But what I produced, it's a very complex layout. There's sidings everywhere, point work everywhere. It wasn't easy to draw. So he's interpreted it as I sent a diagram. And as a result, there's a couple of little mistakes on there, but it's nothing too dramatic. Now, this magazine article, as I mentioned, it's about 10 pages long. You can still order a copy of this magazine off of the Hornby magazine website, but it's actually available for a free download off of Hornby's website via a PDF. So what I'll do, I'll add a link in the description to this video so that you can find the article if you did fancy having a read of it. Now, the layout also featured in the 2018 Hornby magazine yearbook. This yearbook takes a look back over some of the contents of Hornby magazine's features over the year. And I was lucky enough to have my magazine featured in the yearbook, which was quite a good achievement, I thought. So we have a little look here. If you turn to this pieces, it's in the masterpieces in the gallery section. So that's obviously quite a nice section to be involved in. It says that the images in this gallery were selected from hundreds of images which made up the magazine's layout features in 2017, and they present a selection of the best layouts and model photography from the past year. So obviously that's a nice compliment to get. And here we are. There's probably my favourite shot from the magazine shoot. As I mentioned though, there are a few things that I've changed in the on the actual layout since then. If you look back over my detailed view at the station, you'll probably be able to spot these. But yeah, that's worth a read. This is a nice yearbook anyway. Some good stuff in here. So yeah, perhaps you fancy grabbing a copy of that. So those are the two publications that Gower Parkway is featured in. Now, as you were aware, and you will have seen from one of my previous videos, Talbot Lane TMD is also due to feature in the pages of Hornby magazine. I'm pleased to say I've now had the shots for this back to have a look at and write captions for, and I must say they do look fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't share those with you at the moment. I'm not allowed to share or use the pictures up until the point that the magazine is actually published with the content in. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait to see them. But the layout will due to be going in the magazine. I'd say you're looking at the tail end of this year from the conversations I've had with the editor of Hornby magazine. So yep, I'll look forward to that, and then as soon as that's out I will let you know. Now, if you did have any questions about getting your layout into a magazine, just let me know and I can give you some contact details for Hornby magazine. If they like your layout, then they may consider featuring it. Now, my layout, I was actually approached for that to go into the magazine. I put a picture of it on the Hornby website, and I was contacted by the editor of Hornby magazine, and they requested to actually photograph it. Now, the shoot for Talbot Lane TMD, I told them that one was being built, and said to them if they're interested in it, perhaps they'd like to feature it in the magazine. They took me up on that, and it's going in as well. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Again, as I mentioned previously, link will be down in the description, which has a PDF that contains the article for the Hornby magazine if you fancy reading it, and you can also back order both of these from the Hornby magazine website. Thanks very much. Speak to you all soon.